Good day and welcome to Obidati Family TV, the program na Hope Alive. If you just dey join us, this program will be say we dey discuss with Obedience Worldwide, where we dey share the hope we be say we get for our incoming president, wey be His Excellency Peter Obi. But today we get plenty things we be say we wan discuss with well-meaning Obedience Worldwide, and that thing na about the judgment we be say we dey expect to come out from the Court of Appeals through the Tribunal. Now, as we dey wait for this very judgment, plenty things don dey happen wey be say e dey call into question the election wey be say we just conclude when we comot from. Because the things wey be say dey comot from there, e be like say we get external interference wey be say we no even consider throughout all this time. But we don even get different people wey dey comment say external interference dey for this election. E no just happen like that, because even the people wey be say dem dey interfere, get one man wey be say na former UK Parliament member wey be na George Galloway. He even talk the same thing, say he no say that Tinubu no get great democratic credentials, as this his election is still being credibly contested, and he say e dey fraudulent. Aside from this man, plenty other people wey be say na international people talk say US meddle for this election. And when we stand, we begin dey check am. When we bring the information yesterday, different people dey talk, dey ask questions, say why US dey interested in this very Niger Republic issue? Why be say dem dey mandate ECOWAS to go restore constitutional order for there, and the person wey dem dey expect to go do am na person wey be say e never get constitutional order for im own country, wey be say na Tinubu. With that question wey dey in mind, now we begin dey refer, dey check. Now we come see say even Goodluck Jonathan talk say im confirm am, no be say im talk, im confirm say US dey meddle with Nigerians election. And with that one, we come begin to do research. The research wey we come find be say during that time of Goodluck Jonathan, few days before the election, US, during the time of Barack Obama, send somebody wey be say e come from US, come for Nigeria here, and then get some certain discussions wey dem get that time wey be say Goodluck talk say e no go too well. Again, for this very election wey be say e just pass, e be like say na 5 days abi 6 days to this election, dem send that very woman wey be say na undersecretary to the US. She come here, get discussion with national security adviser, get meeting with other people. She even tweet about that very meeting. After all this meeting, dem go back. We no know why wey be say this kind thing happen, but several people wey dey talk say US get hand for this very election wey be say INEC do wetin dem do. How? We no know why be say dem no wan release that very credentials, NDI file of Tinubu wey dey for contention for Nigeria. Dem come talk say na till 2026. That one, they won't make Tinubu stay there. Now the question wey we dey ask till 2026. They won't make him stay there until 1 year to the election time wey be say dem go contest for 2027. Before that time, dem go open am. Abi na blackmail for Tinubu, we no know. All these things na question wey we dey ask, but is there substantial evidence that US meddle for Nigeria election? We go hear am from Goodluck Jonathan for this one. So we need to discuss all this one. We even hear say Tinubu don waka enter give order, say make ECOWAS put standby force wey be say dem go attack Niger Republic. So even when Senate never give am go ahead order, even when Nigerian Senate talk say e no go work, the breaking news be say im don tell ECOWAS to deploy standby force to Niger. That one still dey come for this hour. We get plenty other things wey dey come, but dey happy when we dey happy, and something wey be say e don dey give us strength for back. Our own Aisha Yusuf don come back, because when she dey around, she dey give us hope. She dey always ginger us and all that. We don see say she don even tweet, and no be only say we hear, but she don use her own mouth talk say she dey back. So we we dey tell am say welcome back the gallant comrade wey be say e dey get our back. So we don see am how e don visit our own incoming president, His Excellency Peter Obi. She go there, dem go get discussion. Now when we say she come back, even as we wan go see this judgment, when they give us date, I know say she go follow PO go for that very place. With me to discuss all this one for studio, Angel there and Esther there.
Hello, my fellow obedience. Welcome to another episode of the show Hope Alive. Welcome, join us on board. Let's discuss.
Good evening, good day, my well-meaning Nigerians, my lovely and intelligent obedient worldwide. Welcome. Tell your neighbor, say, hope they alive. You see, this our promised land. We are getting closer. No matter the US interference, no matter the UK interference, we dey gidigam because this our judges, they go give us our mandate. Now fairness and justice, now we ask for. You will not ask for too much. Tell your neighbor, come on board. Let's discuss.
Yes, make we enter the discussion because plenty matter there, but the one we be say we go start with. Some people they ask say, how US even get involved for this our election? US by themselves, they always talk say Russia they meddle for their own election. But then they meddle with other people's election. Now evidence 9 people need. But the evidence will be say with the talk. We fit see some evidence because not be everything go there. Because we don't see say even people they tweet about this very thing. Not be saying na only us. But even Goodluck Jonathan, when be the former president of this country, he don't talk how US they take the mingo for Nigeria election. But what you want to not be only say US the mingo for Nigeria election, but now how that one take concern now when we say we don't do, they don't don't do wetin them pay them to do. Now we don't enter to judgment stage. If we no begin now to dey look wetin bite us that very time, if it hurt us, that's why we dey talk am now. Because one, INEC don't do their part. The judiciary dey for their own part, they never finish. But what will they do all the time when they talk say, make we say our eyes there for judiciary. But make we not forget say, if US intention, they are meddling, if it dey substantial enough, it go affect this very judgment. So, and what do they expect for judgment? Now, if it is either history or a misery, history be say, Peter Obi go come, repair Nigeria and all those things. And misery be say the one where we don't enter. The hopelessness where they happen now. But hope there for where Peter Obi dey. But I go want to make we first, before we enter the discussion, make we hear wetin His Excellency wey be say na former president Goodluck Jonathan, wetin he talk about US and election meddling in Nigeria. Then we will come back to the main discussion. Let's take a listen for the former president.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that. But if by my own thinking and also the way some other people look at it, they go outside the normal diplomatic relationship, then it should be mentioned. Sending that person to Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next chapter, that tells you something. And we should not sweep these things under the carpet. If a foreign country, whether African country or even America or any other country, interferes with our own elections, we should mention it. Immediately the Chibok issue came up, we expect Nigerians to be concerned. How do we get these girls out? Within a couple of days, we saw people going to the US would bring back our girls' placards. How? Why? And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards. I cannot take responsibility for the abduction. I don't control Boko Haram. They are criminals. But as a president, Of course, you know, it's not the president that go to the field. You have security and intelligence officers that do the work. Let me admit that, yes, maybe they do their best, but their best was not good enough for us to recover the gas. That does not mean that I'm trying to remove myself from any blame. Yes, I may not be blamed for the action, but I could be blamed that my security and intelligence system are not strong enough to be able to rescue the gas.
Cannot hear that there is election meddling by US government and we keep quiet when we know that there is something that is in connection with the said selected president with the US. That's where the something is. US has an FBI file which they said exists. It's not saying that it does not exist. That we all have the news about the forfeiture from US. We all have the criminality that Tinubu committed in the US, whether alleged or not. They have accepted that an FBI file existed in the US. And now, we have looked at the election outcome. Nobody was looking at that very side until Niger Republic invasion become imminent. Then all the international community starts saying what is the interest of US, and the person to do that work for them is Tinubu. Then we start connecting the dots. Like the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan said, he said that you come here about election meddling and you sweep it under the carpet. We cannot, because now that the judgment of the tribunal is expected, it means that if care is not taken, if we do not talk about it, maybe that meddling might meddle inside the judiciary, and then we start looking at the consequences of actually not bringing it up, because things they happen for this country where we say they surprise everybody. With this one, I know say NJ they do ahead since she won't enter the talk.
The thing, Mr. Kanu, the thing where they vex me be say all these US UK people, the thing where they no one make other countries do to them. Now they do to Africans, especially Nigeria, because that bad egg, that bad person where we say we no want, as they don't meddle for Goodluck Jonathan own, Obama meddle inside, as Buhari won't come out, they send the same woman again, he come, they do secret meeting, he come out. Now INEC chairman can select Tinubu give us where be say we know wetin we Nigerians voted for. We know who we voted for. Now INEC chairman come announce the result at the middle of the night. Now be say that meeting where they do something. Maybe INEC chairman follow them go that meeting, because he no go tell me say he no there for that meeting. 9 Nigerians massively voted the same beavers wey work for Senate, work for reps, no come work for presidential.
Okay, Angel, I feel you really, but if we look the screen now, make it not be say we just they do the talk. This one, now this woman, now she Twitter, now she then send come, and when she come this very something, I think it's on the 16th of February 2023.
Yes.
Now she go have this very meeting. Make una go check her own timeline. Make una check her X account. Una go see say na she post this thing where they bring important meeting with Chief of Staff to the Nigerian President Ibrahim Gambari and National Security Advisor Babagana Manguno. They said we discussed Nigeria's upcoming elections and our shared effort to advance human rights, Nigerian security, and our growing partnership. Now, she made very clear they discuss about Nigeria election. So, whether that discussion will be said and discuss, no intent to rig Nigeria election, we don't know, because we know there for that very meeting. What we go do now to infer wetin happen. You understand? Because the same thing happened for Goodluck own, and Goodluck talk I'm gonna hear from him. Talk say few days to the election, US send somebody, and then Barack Obama can't even make one kind statement. Now, make una see say they never ratified Tinubu's selection. Now Biden are being person will be saying send, come congratulate them. Then come send people, come for wetin dem do that day for 29th of May when dem do inauguration. So wetin we dey talk, I wan make we dey pay attention. No be say we dey accuse US say dem dey meddle. Na people wey dey for authority wey be say dem get security for their own hand. Ex-presido get wetin dem dey call serious security intel for im own hand, and when you dey talk you go pay attention. This woman no deny say she no come Nigeria during that time, and na she tweet am say dem talk about the election. Now that very election thing wey dem talk, na whether make dem tell INEC make dem buy the presido own, we no know, because by that time dem don already know say dem carry information of Tinubu wey dem for release if dem wan release am, but dem no release am up till now. Dem no wan release am. If na people wey be say dem want Nigeria well-being, dem no go bring information wey be say Nigerians go talk say yes, we no want this kind person, but dem dey look for person wey be say e get garbages. Dem want the person wey be say e get issues wey dem go hold for broadcast. Na the things wey be say dem want. Esther, I see say your mouth dey do muhimu.
Wetin I wan talk say, you know say as the day dey go by, as breeze dey blow, don dey see the dash of the fowl small small, so everything don dey come out. They say nothing is hidden under the sun. Like play, everything don dey come, everything don dey show now. So my own be say US no get any interference for Nigerian election. Na wetin I dey talk. The woman boldly, she no hide mouth talk am. She say we discuss Nigerian election. They no get business to Nigerian. We can decide our election. Yeah. And secondly, they say they are about human rights, blah 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 blah. The thing be say they are not after our human. They only after to steal and to abuse us, to steal our resources and to abuse human rights. So make them comot their mouth and everything for a Nigerian matter.
Make I just chook mouth. May I tell you, Esther, see, the United Nations will be saying that US be their head. Then talk say, even Fela talk and say, then they dash us human rights. So make you know be say, you they talk, Fela talk and say, they want dash us human rights. You understand me? I don't want talk all the things so we say Fela talk inside that very song. Well, I know. But that very song, even for US, it be like saying he there as among the best sellers. You understand? He go well. Then hear them and they know. But I know they yes, he don't to begin the abuse US, say, then they you know, they know they do democratic things or something. We will they even learn from them. But what thing that they talk be say now interest where they get, because everything where they talk now about interest. The interest where they get for Niger Republic, that very interest be like say na Tinubu they won't use to actualize them, because we know what Peter Obi fit do. You don't get baggage when we say they go take hold up. Take for instance, let's even take a lesson from waiting this former UK parliament, because other people for outside Niger they talk, not be only us they talk. Make we hear waiting this man, a former UK parliament will be say at least in no intel, waiting in talk, and how in take talk about Tinubu, he's saying get even in regrets. But let's take a listen.
I've been looking quite a bit more deeply than I had before into this new president of Nigeria who can't accept the affront to democracy that the coup in Niger, according to him, represents. But he doesn't have the greatest democratic credentials himself. First of all, there's very serious and credible allegations of electoral corruption in his own election, and it's still actually before the courts. The opposition have never accepted his election. Secondly, the Senate of Nigeria has refused his demand that Nigerian troops be sent as part of an ECOWAS invasion of their neighbor Niger. And then there's his own checkered history. To my absolute astonishment, forgive my ignorance, I had no idea that this man was a bagman for the mafia and the drug dealers in Chicago, Illinois, which doesn't seem like a great qualification to be the leader of Nigeria. These people who are now talking about democracy in Niger, many of them don't have a leg to stand on, do they?
The talk when we say with the talk, not be only us they reason them. we get other international people will be say then they reason this very something. And make I for explain our people, make they understand. This judgment will be say we they expect they very important for us. And you get some of the alternative this thing with prayers will be say we get for inside that judgment where we expect. One of the prayers alternatively where we ask from Presidential Election Tribunal that the presidential election conducted on the 25th February 2020 is void on the ground that the election was not conducted substantially in accordance with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Number two, we also requested them an order cancelling the presidential election conducted on the 25th February and mandating INEC to conduct a fresh election for the office of President, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, I want when we talk say make our focus to the day for that very particular judgment when they come. Make we seriously understand say what we want is outright either they give us our mandate back or they will have to cancel the election. Now, those are the prayers, and that INEC did not comply with the revelation on 25th of February 2025. It gave our mind very vivid. INEC by upload of results and the announced results contrary to law. That is very clear. There is no dispute about it. Nobody disputed it when we were at the tribunal. Nobody said that the result came out. The result did not come out. They gave what they want. Electoral law, I just wanted to highlight this. Electoral law of 2010 was very clear that you can do manual collation, manual transmission. But the refined one that guides 2023 general election was very clear. It says you need to transmit this very result. That presidential result was never transmitted. That presidential election result was never uploaded for people to see. And finally, we didn't know where their results were coming from. In court, when we went through the tribunal, they never said no. Nobody disagreed with this. And the judge should not disagree because that is what the law says. It must be transmitted. With this one, I go on make we for come back, make we talk some many other things so we say it concern this ECOWAS because when we talk say this judgment, they come.
Mr. Kanu, I want to talk something. By the time where INEC declared this result, this presidential result, 1/4 of the result was still missing. It's still the miss for IRF. They no put am. They know say Tinubu no win this election. They know because where they get the result, where they use declare.
Now, that very one. We don't already go through that very one for election tribunal, and we don't carry evidence.
I talk and be say you read just two. You know, talk say make the disqualifier.
The disqualifier, all the 5, we get about 9 things we be say e dey for that very place. But why I bring that very one na the most substantial one we be say PO the press say na the process in the challenge. Yes. So that's why I talk say this. But make we go back, make we look wetin US won't do and wetin Tinubu they help them do for Niger. Then take that one, they cover our eyes. We get distinguished field marshal where we say he talk something when we want listen to for X.
Now generally she talk this one, make we chook more. She talk say Tinubu can start a war with Niger all he likes, but it won't change the fact that he never worked for Deploymt but lied as he did. He never worked for Mobile either, but lied that he did. He did not attend Chicago State University because the record on the file is about a female Tinubu, not a man. His date of birth also doesn't match. He sold and laundered drug money for fellow drug dealers in Nigeria and overseas. He forfeited $460 out of initially seized $1.95 million by the Chicago District Court. He did not get 25% votes in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, which is strictly required to win the 2023 presidential election. Knowing he was losing the election, he decided to still vote from Peter Obi, but forgot that technology can't lie. Till date, no one in Nigeria can explain how Tinubu won the election, not even the so-called Independent National Electoral Commission or his supporters.
Yes, so Angel, you see that thing wey make I dey tell you say our people dey sabi all waiting day, then they tweet them every day, they know am. So all of this one, but the main question, the big question wey we dey ask now be say if USA, United States of America, dey meddle for our election, how substantial that thing dey wey be say e go affect this judgment wey be say we dey expect? Because if na their meddling na im make INEC go buy the code wey be say e go carry the result of presidential election come, na im be say the thing don start tey dey go, we no know, you understand? So make we begin dey look at the judiciary now. Wetin we go dey look as their judgment dey comot, we want to look at what we have supplied to them in court, whether na that thing abi dem dey look at technicalities. Mr.
Kanu, the issue here be say they meddled before, they are still meddling, but the thing where they never get be say it's no longer business as usual. Obedient movement dey everywhere. They no even expect this reaction, this obedient movement reaction where they get now. They no expect am, because if na before, nobody go dey interested for court matter. But now, every day, everybody dey interested. They go even close eye, tell you the 5 judges' name, tell you where they come from. But before, nobody cares. After election, to your tent, oh Israel. But now, everybody dey interested because we voted. If to say we no vote, we no mind. But this time, we voted. And that result, where they steal, we go drag am comot from their hand. Okay,
so the big question continue. As all obedience worldwide they hear my voice, the big question where I bring come this evening, how substantial is this very US meddling in our election? How is it going to affect the judgment that we are expecting from the Court of Appeal? How is the question that we are asking. Now, the things we be say we need to put under consideration when we dey solve this very mass be say, Tinubu don't begin to discuss with the president of ECOWAS, make them for Kukuma carry forces, they call them standby force, even when our own Senate never give authorization to do so. Make we even hear how the puppet will be say him be the president of ECOWAS talk, because na Tinubu na him be the chairman of ECOWAS. Every information where they pass na through Tinubu. So when you dey hear anything ECOWAS, na Tinubu na him dey act the script. But make we hear the script where this man dey talk, as Tinubu don tell us say make him dey talk, say they never give am power. The president of ECOWAS talk, and as he take talk, make we listen, make we hear am.
Direct the Committee of the Chief of Defense Staff to activate the ECOWAS Standby Force with all its elements immediately. Order the deployment of the ECOWAS Standby Force to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Niger. Underscore its continued commitment to the restoration of constitutional order through peaceful means.
Nigeria, even the man wey be say in the talk say dem don dey order ECOWAS, make una know say na Nigeria be ECOWAS and ECOWAS be us. Na we be the people wey be say we dey contribute, carry soldiers and all of those things. So as a Tinubu Senate never give am that very power, make him go begin the fighting war for Niger. Na ECOWAS Presido, una hear say in the talk say in don dey deploy. Which troops wey you want? In get troops? Na Tinubu na in get troops now. where you wan deploy troops wey be say maybe presidents go bring their troops. But I wan make una dey understand say all of these things wey we dey talk no be about Niger, because after all we get about 6 or 5 African countries wey be say na military rule dey for that very place. They never go there go buy anybody or go fight the war or go change the constitution. But this one na Niger dey wan face. That's why we dey talk say the big question, how substantial is US meddling with Nigeria election? How substantial will it affect the outcome of the judgment of the court of appeal or the tribunal where they wan render the judgment? We never comot from INEC own. We no know the people wey cause INEC own. We no know the people wey buy INEC off. But this one, kepu and talk don dey comot both from international dis thing say US catch Tinubu for somewhere, dem get im criminal file. Dem no gree release the criminal file. Na that file dem dey use dey threa ten am. Na so dem take talk. We no dey for US. But wetin dem dey talk wey we dey hear, we go carry am comot. No, person wey be say e talk say na fake news, make you go check. Yesterday we bring all the international organizations wey dey talk about am. No be we talk, na dem talk. Our own na big question we dey bring to obedience. And that big, how substantial is this meddling wey Goodluck Jonathan wey be the former president wey know e get intel na him talk say meddling dey. We wan know, and we dey no be say we dey beg as some of our obedient dey talk say make we no dey beg judiciary. Wetin we dey take say we dey ask dem make dem do the right thing. Make dem no be say dem dey focus on different other things. But make we hear even David Hundeyin don talk something wey be say obedient need again to pay attention to. He don dey talk am before, but he don talk more. And wetin he talk, e fit sweet you, e fit pain the agbados, but e fit sweet some people wey be say they want good things to happen for Nigeria. But before we take that one from David Hundeyin, make we hear wetin Angel wan talk.
The thing be say person wey im house dey on fire, e dey pursue rat.
No.
My people, make una ask una sef that question. Say Nigeria election wey we do, we never conclude am. Na illegitimate president na im be, and some ECOWAS don dey talk am. Na our president wan go fight. Who you wan go fight for?
Angel, no be our president. You know say when they talk this thing.
No, INEC select. Yes. INEC select president wan go fight, wan go war. Why? Because in every nonsense there is a sense.
Okay, make we take listen to wetin David Hundeyin and one interview wey be say he hold as him talk about this same Tinubu again, because all this war na because of make the big question why they talk. If US meddle make dem no meddle enter for the judgment wey we dey expect, INEC own don do the katakata wey INEC cause don do us for this country now. We no need misery coming out from their judgment. We need history to come out, which is His Excellency Peter Obi. Let's take a listen on that Hundeyin's interview.
How did that happen? Do you know?
Well, how that happened is that their prospective boss is somebody who shouldn't be president either, for the exact same reasons. Because pretty much everything this person has submitted to INEC was a forgery or contained lies of some description. So this is someone whose university certificate, according to the INEC records, is a forgery. Right? And this is information I have put into the public domain as far back as November last year. This is someone who lied about what citizenship he has or doesn't have. This is someone who has lied about his age and date of birth. This is someone who has lied about his work history, all under oath, right? This person has committed multiple perjuries. So maybe the difference between himself and the Danladi fellow is that he wasn't actually banned by a court from holding public office, but they're guilty of, in fact, he is more guilty of that offense than the Danladi fellow. So if I were in his shoes, why would I penalize someone for doing a lesser version of the very same crime that I did? So, I mean, Bola Tinubu is a criminal. Let's be very clear about this. So if he's hiring criminals to work with him, I don't think it's anything to be surprised by. I don't think it's anything to even spend time debating about that. Oh, how could he put so and so person on his list when so and so person had? But the real issue is, how could he himself be sitting on that seat? That's what the issue is. So the fish rots from the head. So the head is rotten in this case. So I'm even surprised that there weren't even more of these criminal elements on the list, because I mean, a criminal should surround himself with birds of the same feather. So I expect more, actually. I heard apparently there's a supplementary list or something coming out. I expect more of this. It's the Tinubu way. He knows no other way.
Now,
talk about baggages where we say a consigned Tinubu, he did too much and all of us know. Now we dey even hear say he get one person for will be House of Assembly, House of Rep member for Kanu, where we say Tribunal don't carry him through away, say make you know be lawmaker again because of forged certificates. All that one they come, and we know say Tinubu, they know say Tinubu carry him own go. Why be say that one never suffice, never dey enough to sack him? This one alone don't they, because as they say, do to Bulus as you do to Bala. As this one dey Tribunal, and the same Tribunal only say this one be presidential, this one be the other distance. If we see this one just dey happen, say that certificate wey you go give them for INEC, say na forged certificate e be, na fake this thing. But Tinubu own, just like David Hundeyin take talk am, perjury dey inside. You understand? No be only say na fake one. Now e don go for US court when waiting the PDP candidates Atiku. We don't go there, make the for comot say show say even the certificate wey e carry go give Tribunal na fake, e go begin dey block am for US again. If you know say that certificate wey e go collect from there come give, e talk say they stamp am say na certified true copy from that state Chicago State University. If you know say na the correct one, if for even talk say make quick make that university carry and give everybody, make they even go do press conference talk say see wetin dem bring come, but wetin im go for the same US talk say make dem no bring am, and then US dey shelve am. Whether US get in our good intentions for heart as Nigerians, I no know. I no go fit talk that one. But as he say, Esther Yoma dey do more.
Mr. Kanu, the thing be say, no be. I know. US no go deny say they no know say Tinubu na legitimate president. They know that one. But the thing be say, e get wetin US wan use President Tinubu, our INEC elect President Tinubu, do for this in first tenure, for this in first time. Now why they say they no go release in a document till in criminal record till 2026? By that time, you don't finish in first term. Then if you no come dance to their tune, by 2027 when they will come out for another election, they can't say no. They will come bring out. They will come now bring out those baggages and all those things when they try to hide.
Will come out.
Yes. Okay. So now why all this, even this ECOWAS, in under pressure to dance to their tune, because you know say they hold them for blockers like Mr. Kanu talk yesterday. They really hold them. So it just they dance to their tune. They under serious pressure.
Okay, even I get one this thing will be said and just sent to me now. That is a happiness democracy tweet. They said Nigerians don't know the political power America has over that country. They decide who rules, not Nigerians. Bola Tinubu is another example. He said that Undersecretary of US, she was in Nigeria in February 16. Yes, we don't talk that one, and we see her. Now, make we look at how waiting be that very something, the big question wey we dey talk about again wey dey happen for Niger. Several Nigerians don't condemn that thing, and that's why we dey talk say whether na that place be the big question wey dey, whether na Niger na im be where the big question dey. Make Niger no touch the judgment wey we dey expect. Make we listen to wetin other people wey dey for mainstream media. Make you no be say na only Obidate Family TV dey talk about this thing, but you get the things wey be say dem dey talk for mainstream media wey concern this same issue. How Tinubu forcefully won't go fight for this very Niger, and why that thing waiting the push am to go do am. Now the question, let's take a listen.
It's a web of intricate interests. Okay, for me, what I see ECOWAS doing is good.
Right.
It's in keeping with, there's this principle of every effort in international relations, diplomacy, international law, where you put up incrementally all kinds of measures towards achieving a given goal. The first thing is to ask ourselves, what exactly is the strategic end state that ECOWAS is looking at? What are they trying to achieve? What exactly are we trying to achieve? For me, I mean, I think for a people who planned a coup is not an accident.
Right.
It's not a flippant action. It's something they have thought through. And they know they will have factored into it what their responses will be to ECOWAS response. It's not happening for the first time. You're talking of a situation where Guinea is in that state, Chad is in that state, Burkina Faso is in that state, Mali is in that state. These are fans of mutual admiration club. Okay? And they are not going to, they are not moved. If you watch the guys there, well, I don't encourage coup. I mean, it's often said that the best benevolent military regime is worse than the worst democratic regime. Absolutely. I agree with that. The concept of making any change by non-conventional and non-constitutional means, I don't agree with it. But I'm saying beyond that, that's what we see. That's just a manifestation of a displeasure that has been long-standing and deep-seated.
So how should this be handled now? Now that things have gotten to this? Very good.
For me, there are a number of diplomatic options. So far we've been applying deterrence, applying escalation. What I actually see ECOWAS is doing is an escalation towards brinkmanship, which is perfectly in order. I mean, there is already a groundswell of opinion against going into use of force. The government is a listening government. I don't see them going any way in that direction. But of course, if a threat has to be credible, then you must approach that brink. Brinkmanship is the art of getting to the edge of war without getting into the war. Yeah, so you got to get there. If not, your threat will be just spurious phantom threat. So you think to make the threat credible, they must go this route.
Be say with the talk, no be every thing then go talk say na Obidati family first bring am. Plenty people they talk for mainstream media, and wetin we dey talk for Obidati family TV be the big question. How substantial is that meddling? That thing wey be say they take hold Tinubu, where how substantial is it that Tinubu is now forcing himself and forcing ECOWAS to take action on Niger Republic without the approval of the Nigerian Senate? How substantial is that threat and meddling? With that one, make we begin the take wetin our people they talk for X, because plenty talk there, but we will just take few of them. Make we start with Emir Saddam.
Emir Saddam said the only language these criminals in power understand is force. For so long, Nigerians have been docile. That is why less than 1% has held us captive. Please don't commit suicide or japa via the desert yet. If after all the evidence before the presidential election petition court, we don't get a unanimous decision to disqualify the criminal drug dealer, be ready to reset the country. Yes. All eyes on the judiciary.
Yes. Say when them talk about reset the country, make I give on one analogy. Person will be say e find trouble. Usually wetin we dey talk be say make you just make am soft, no beat am. But make una gather, make una make am soft, make una no beat am, because if you beat am, na be say you don commit criminal offense. But if una make am soft, then things go up. So wetin in the talk, why I like am be say as we don't get our own Aisha Yusuf wey be say e don come back. Now people will be say sometimes they go talk sense into wetin dey happen, and you go reset the brain of people will be say then they talk otherwise. So that's why we dey happy say our comrade Aisha is back. So we'll be ready for the research wey be say we dey talk about now wey she dey. You know say her own na to talk am as e take be. She no dey fear anybody. When anybody talk their own, if una dey do am bad belle, una dey do her own. Una see how she dey jollificate her own. She don go see her oga, and the person wey she know say na the person wey be say e go take care of Nigeria. Person wey be say na him be the person wey Nigerians dey expect. No be wetin US want go happen. Na wetin Nigerians want. Judiciary do the right thing. Let's take another this thing from our people as they take the happen.
The last request is most critical. We must change the managers of Nigeria. And somebody asks, how about your life? You ask that question. You know why you ask that question? Nigeria has become a case of where lunatics took over the asylum. And we know what lunatics do when you want to take anything back from them. They create a thing as if there's a war. So you run away. If a madman comes there, you say, hey, everybody say, I don't want to touch this madman. That's what they're doing. We need to take it back. We need to become as mad as they are and take it back. They can manage it. You have a critical problem. The managers of your country, I'm not talking about president or governor, anybody. Fella hit it. The lower people, none of you knows who is in your local government. Every local government in Nigeria receives 100 million naira every month. Go and look for their chairman, they are nowhere to be found. And the same thing goes with your state. You have a situation today where people are owing salary for 7 months and they're celebrating their birthday. How can you say a thing like that? How can you be celebrating when you've ruined people's lives? People are dying and you're celebrating and people are watching it on TV. It's a crisis. And the only people that can stop that crisis is you. They can't stop it.
You don't say when PO they talk with the listing. So even before I do, my producer don't already put PO, say make we listen to PO. And we always they very interesting when we they listen to our PO. We get plenty things we be say it they happen. But the important thing where they us now this judicial, this judgment where would they expect? We still on the big question. Make US leave us for this very one. We beg them for this one. Make even them, when they talk say make they know they beg. This one will go beg. Make them leave us for this one. Make we foresee how we go take repair Nigeria because plenty things don't damage.
Mr. Kanu, they don't talk say make we know they beg. Make we urge them. Yes, obedience say make we they urge them to do the right thing. Yes, maybe wetin US won't do be say they won't put fear for Nigeria. If they think for anything we go have, may fear they enter. No, you no go enter us. Nigeria no they fear again. Obedient know who they voted for. We voted for Peter Obi. And now that mandate now we stand on. We no shake. Because if to say we no come out to vote, we go they fear. But we came out to vote. And our people don't talk and say, if you won't collect something from a mad person, you go behave like a mad person. If you no do it, they no will give you that thing. So no distraction from Tinubu, from Niger, from US. You see that on a distraction, you know go work, you know work.
Yeah, you know say Angel, when PO give that very illustration, it they kind of give example. But you know say people will be say then they the other side. Now then they act like mad people. We will know they act because if no be so, we for don't even enter this thing. The
no, make judgment confess.
But again, you know say for inside this, they don't they talk about chaos and the anarchy where they talk for that they are distant. So it be like say they don't see these things before. Then see say trouble. Then they expect trouble. So that's why we ask the big question. How substantial is this interference? Did it start from when INEC give this result? I've been now they can open that chapter. Now the questions where we ask many people for answer. But make we they look at the man where talk say in gets hope for judiciary. Where would they talk about the competence? Would they talk about credibility? And person will be saying talk say no be about Labour Party. Say the kind new Nigeria where we want. they're different. Let's take a listen at this video from PO. As him take talk that time, he still dey sweet us.
This is between all we've been saying for 28 years, the leadership. I've done it in a small place called Anambra State. If the leader is the character, is competent, is committed, and compassionate, he will deal with it. And where we are in Nigeria, nobody can. And he mentioned something, which I said to Labour Party every day. He said, I'm presidential candidate of Labour Party. I've told Labour Party, this government is not going to be government of Labour Party. And everybody knows that. If we win an election, you're a party member, you're different. We're going to find the best Nigerians all over and form a government of national unity where and must have people who can look at my face and say, Peter, you're wrong. That is the problem of Nigeria. I've served as a governor. If I didn't have people who told me I was wrong, I wouldn't be here talking to you. Because people outside there are all praises and telling me everything is going right, even when I'm seeing it's bad. And that is where I want you to join what we're trying to build, this new Nigeria. But I conclude, I know some of you will be disappointed I didn't present anything. Please bear with me. The papers I have here is very okay. It's implementation, and I took it with me.
Obedience worldwide, as soon as see our incoming president, where would they pray day and night, make it for materialize. Make una like and share the video. Now the thing will be say on a feed do for P2B. When una share the video, other people go here, and other people wait there for different parts of the world. Then they do other great things on their own, aside from liking the video and sharing it, because then go use them recommend to other people. Because the job will be say what they do here now to keep the hope alive, to put all the obedience on notice, make all of us be one body, make we day, so that we no go dey scatter. Like God, they talk say they say the shepherd bring the sheep together. So what will they do every day when we come out? Now to bring all obedience together. With that very one, I go talk say make una like, make una share, make YouTube for recommend this video to other people, make them foresee. Make we with that very one, make we even hear when they talk about court and the capacity. Make we kukuma look at other things. So we say another person talk very quickly, produce a no verse. How they take talk about this, make chaos no happen, make anarchy no happen, but make the justices where they bring this judgment, make them do for the right thing. Let's just take a listen.
And again, the judiciary does what is right. Because Nigerians are looking at the judiciary to see that if they will leave, be above board. And Nigerians are praying. They are praying for them. They are watching. They are vigilant. We don't want this country to go into chaos for a military intervention. We don't want this country. Tell them that we don't want Nigeria to go into chaos, sudden chaos, over the matter at the tribunal or at the court. Therefore, the judiciary must save the country. They must do what is right now and make sure that the people are happy with them. All eyes are on the judiciary, and all eyes are also on the government on these policies that are being shown out as if it is vengeful against the people. I don't know whether it's a vengeance. Suddenly you throw up more than 200% increase in fuel price, and you say you feel the pain, and you are not buying a pint of petrol or a liter. You don't pay. Everything you do is paid for by state resources, and then you say you feel my pain. You can never feel my pain.
Finally, the question when we add that very big question, the answer be say make them no interfere with the judgment where we they expect. because now that one go save Nigeria for these issues where we say we get. Before we go carry our kaya come out for studio, he get one video where I want to make our people for listen to and make them foresee the things, small things where we say our people put together. And I see I like them, and I know say I go like them too. Let's take a listen. When we come back, NJ, I go hand you over the mic. I know say you don't look for them since.
In times of dire national and leadership crisis, nations turn to voices of reason and to men and women of immense courage. Nigeria is at a critical juncture in its history. Those engaged in state capture have hijacked our democratic process. They must be stopped. That duty now falls squarely on the Nigerian judiciary. We must heed the warnings of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said, "When evil men must seek to perpetuate an unjust status quo, good men must try and bring into being a real order of justice." Professor Mahmoud Yakubu and his INEC cohort have done grave injustice to Nigeria. Nigerians know that INEC failed to meet its statutory independent responsibilities of delivering credible, transparent, free and fair presidential election in 2023. There was glaring substantial non-compliance and egregious failure to fulfill due diligence and respect the Constitution. Now, the task of rectifying INEC's dismal performance and obvious missteps has fallen on the Nigerian judiciary. Yet, the final questions and deep-seated doubts remain as to whether the judiciary has the fortitude and courage to diligently follow the law and uphold the Nigerian Constitution in ways that will result in true justice. Again, it was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. who said that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Nigeria is at a crossroads. This is her time of challenge and controversy. The situation is critical but not hopeless. The task of national redemption now rests with a few good men and women of the bench. They must never let the nation down. The rule of law must prevail.
My obedient worldwide, una don hear am. Even Martin Luther Jr. don talk am. Yes, judiciary, you must save the country. Write your name in gold, so that posterity go judge you well. My people, my lovely and intelligent, obedient worldwide, wetin you go do for Peter Obi na to like this video, like, share and make other obedience dey hear wetin dey happen. Say our eyes should be on the judiciary. Like it, that is the only thing wey you go do for am. Make you dey spread the good news dey go. Yes, till our mandate we recover am. But whether we go recover am, na big yes, we go recover am. Thank you so much for being with us. Like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe, my darlings. Subscribe, share, like. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you. We love you. But God loves you more. Bye for now.